Today we're going to show how to remove the screen from the housing in case there is any extensive damage. First off, we're going to need to take the housing off, starting with the tracks. Remove the tracks top and bottom. And the screws that hold the housing in place. And then you'll just need to remove the housing from the clips. So for this, you just pry it away a little bit, just enough that you can get your flathead screwdriver in there and kind of wedge it off at the clips. You do that for both of them, and it should just pop right out after that. And once you've got it apart, put it on a bench or a table of some sort, and you'll get your flathead screwdriver and a hammer. We're going to tap out the spring cap, and you just kind of wedge that flathead in the groove that holds in one of the tongues and tap it out just a little bit, just enough that you can get your flathead screwdriver in there so you can pry it out the rest of the way in a controlled way. That spring will have tension on it, so just make sure you're holding on to it, and we'll just release it quickly and pull it out. Put it to the side, and from there we can pull the screen out. Best to leave the pull bar intact. It'll allow some weight when we're rolling it back up. And sometimes you'll find wrinkles all the way into the back of the roll that we will smooth out on the way back. Sometimes it will even get hit hard enough that it will detach itself from the tube inside. It can pull itself right off the tape in any form or fashion. Just when you put it back together, line it back up and put it back onto the tape the same way that it was before. And from there we'll roll it back up. Make sure you're lifting it off the ground so you have the weight of the pull bar to make it even as you're rolling it back up. And if you do have wrinkles in the back of the roll, the best way to do it is to roll it a little bit and smooth them out as you're going. So just a little at a time, roll smooth, roll smooth. And also just make sure you're rolling it up even. You want to make sure the screen is not coning on either end. If you need to re-roll it, unroll it, re-roll it again a few times, that's fine. Just make sure it's on the roll evenly. Now we'll take the other cap off so we can line it back up with the screen when we put it back in. Same as the first one. When you have it off, might as well make sure that it's clean inside. There's no dust or anything that needs to be blown out. And then we will slide the screen back in. Do this carefully, make sure you're not tearing the screen on the edge of the housing. And now we'll put our caps back in, pull the screen out a little bit past center, and we'll put our cam in first, and then we'll put our cap in. It has two little tongue and groove things, so just make sure you line those up and you get those kind of set up first, and then you can grab your hammer and tap it in the rest of the way. Now to put our spring back in, we need to make sure the screen is tightened up all the way, so just get a finger in there or a screwdriver or something, make sure it's tight and lined up. And then we will slide the spring back in and we'll wind it up by hand. So it's going to be 12 winds. Make sure you're holding on to it securely because that tension will build up and it can get away from you. And then we'll put the cam in first again, just like the other side, and line up the teeth and hold on to it, hammer it back in, and you have your screen again. From there you can go ahead and reinstall it back into the door in reverse order that you took it out.